Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. This is Larry Ray sitting in as I do every Saturday morning rolling in our 15th year on the air, which is hard to believe. Greg Ratcliffe is our show producer. I know he's here because I picked him up and brought him today. So he's in the studio with me. We're solo, Greg.
You look lonely sitting in that studio.
Oh,
over there.
I do feel lonely because Ron Wong is supposed to be. I keep looking over there for him, but he's up at Kentucky Lake for the wonderful event that Strike King puts on. Also, Lou's, our good friends from Lou's are up there. And Ron, yeah. I know, Ron, that you've had a chance to wet the hook a few times. You've also had a few meals up there with those guys, but you got a guy with you right now that I've known since he was a pup. I mean, it just seems like yesterday that he was hauling his aluminum boat around, and I don't even want to know how old he is. How old are you?
Well, compared to you and I, he is a pup.
Well, here, I can tell that, but how old are your girls now, Mark Rose?
17 and 10.
That's enough. That's enough. We don't need to know any more, okay? Hey, Mark Rose, thanks for being on with us. I know this is your first time on the show, and you're probably nervous, so.
It's always a pleasure to be on here with you, Larry Ray. I enjoy so much talking to you. I appreciate all of what you've done all down through the years. I've kept up with you. And the thing I love most about you, Larry, is that when my granddad was alive, you were so respectful to him, and you spent time with him. And I just really appreciate all of what you do and what you stand for.
Well, he was a great man. I was glad to be at his funeral. He's just one of those great guys, and we got him on the radio, didn't we?
Yeah. He's one of the best outdoorsmen that's ever been on the face of this earth.
Yes. That
people probably don't know about.
Well, I know about him, and that's he's one of those rare jewels that you meet in your life. And we're talking to Mark Rose. His roots are grounded in East Arkansas. Baseball at Arkansas State. Worked for the Boy Scouts for many years, and all of a sudden hit a home run. And I guess Mark and Ron can ask you the real serious questions about fishing, but I want to ask you because this occupation has enabled you to not only be a spokesman for fishing, but just be a spokesman for the things that we should never take for granted, and that's what God has given us in our talents and our family and friends, right?
That's right. He's given me a platform to be able to share his love with people. And it's funny, I know that God has a sense of humor, because speaking of a platform, while I was up here the day before this started, we were at Crispin Talley's church, Missionary Grove Baptist Church in Camden, Tennessee. And I was actually, my platform that I was preaching off of had a podium on it, was a bass boat. And I just think when I asked God to give me use fishing as my platform, I think he kind of smiles down every now and then.
I think he did too. But Mark and Ron can do this. He's talked about ledge fishing and all these different kind of things. 2015, are you ready for 2016?
Me?
Yes.
Absolutely, man. I love the schedule for next year. I've been so blessed to be able to be partners with some of the best companies in this industry. I've got a good relationship with everybody in this industry, with all the riders and you guys and all the sponsors. And I love the schedule for next year. I had a rough middle part of 2015 with some mechanical stuff that came up that cost me getting in one. And so it kind of ruined the middle part of my year. But, I'm ready to put that behind me, and I feel like I've got as much salt left in me as I ever have. I'm working on really getting in a lot better physical condition this winter. So everything is excited for me going into 2016. I got some new sponsors, so things are looking really good, Larry. I'm excited about it.
Well, I think Strike King was right there at the start, wasn't it? Ron can ask you this, but I know your relationship to Strike King, just to be a part of that pro staff, that's pretty cool.
I've made every cast of my professional career sponsored by Strike King Lure Company.
Wow. Wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
How about
16 years.
Yeah. How about that, Ron? That's pretty.
That's really amazing. And it goes back to saying, and Mark Copley has said this before, and so has Mark Rose, but Strike King is family.
Yeah.
Once you're in the family, unless you really do wrong, you'll always be part of the family.
Yeah.
And, it's really, really amazing. And, I like to think that we at Outdoors with Larry Ray are also part of the family, and we're very blessed to be able to have that relationship. And I got to tell you, a while ago, Larry, you made mention about ledge fishing.
Yeah, I did. That was good for me.
I want everybody here in the next week or two to go out to lroutdoors.com, because I'm having the opportunity to spend some time in the boat with Mark Rose. And what I'm going to be doing is shooting some short video segments with Mark showing us what he's looking for on his graphs and those kind of things, and then what kind of baits is he using, whether it's a 6XD sexy shad crankbait or a football jig or whatever the case may be.
Well, you mentioned also in there, Mark, a little bit about physical condition. I still don't think people realize what you guys go through.
No, it takes a lot to be a professional angler. I'm telling you, we get out this morning, and I'm at a photo shoot, and I'm out there. I get up at 4:30 this morning, and I'm out there. We're loading up fish in the boat, and we've been out here all morning.
Yeah.
Running, getting running shots, getting posing shots, bending over, reaching down, kneeling down, getting these fish, hooking them up, jumping back down in the bottom of the boat, and just ad-libbing like we're fishing tournament. And we're just up here. This is just supposed to be the relaxing part of the business part of the job. But in tournaments, man, it's just like that, getting up early and getting out there, and it's so physically demanding, and you add on the weight of the world of stress for you to be able to provide 5 fish for these guys to weigh in, and you can't see them, you don't know where they're at. It's just a lot of stress for a professional bass fisherman. But I'm gonna tell you what, it's been good. It's the best industry that I could ever choose to work in. The outdoor industry is, as well as I do. You've been in it a long time, Larry. You don't deal with drugs. You don't deal with steroids. You don't deal with athletes with really bad attitudes. You deal with lots of good people working in the industry and good athletes in the industry.
But you're competitive. I know I get in the boat with Ron Wong and just fishing with him, he wants to beat my brains out. I think sometimes.
Hey, it ain't a 6-pack and a bucket of crickets out here, buddy. We're trying to get after it.
That's right. That's right.
And I talked about the stress too, because you mentioned that. I love to play golf, and you know that, and a lot of folks know that. But I can't imagine putting for 50,000. I can't imagine casting, hoping that next fish will win is what you hope it is, because you mentioned the mental aspect of this thing. Not only you got to be in shape physically, you got to be ready mentally to accept all sorts of things, and I think that's one of your strengths, Mark, in that you roll with the punches, but you want to win.
That's right. We don't have an air-conditioned gym where we shoot free throws all day. We don't have a indoor stadium where we're playing football, and we don't have a nice plush green where we're playing golf. I mean, we're out here in the most physically demanding elements that you could possibly be in. A tennis match is canceled with the weather that we're working in most days. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Ron Wong used to be 6'4" and 220 till he took up fishing. And look what it's done to him.
That's right. And, I have to tell you, we've been talking about how demanding this sport of fishing is. And all of you all know out there that I am not a morning person.
No, you're not. No.
But I have to tell you, Since Monday.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
I have been up every morning. Since 4 to 5. 4 to 5.
Hey, Larry.
What?
Hey, Larry, before we run out of time, I want to tell you about some cool new products.
Yeah, tell it to
coming
me.
out with a couple of the companies that we're here representing.
All right.
Blues this year. Hey, I've got a Walmart Mark Rose Signature Series reel in Walmart right now that is a really good, high-quality reel. And that thing is $49.99, Larry.
Whoa.
Walmart and Walmart.com.
Okay.
It's an awesome reel. Now, the reel that I'm probably going to be using the most this year that I'm really excited about is the new Tournament Pro. And that's the name of it, new Tournament Pro.
Tournament Pro.
And a couple of the key features that we've added into these reels, a couple of the high-end reels this year, is a lure keeper that folds down off of the reel, and also on the tension knob over on the right-hand side of the reel is a line size indicator where, you're putting your reel on, you're spooling up 6 reels, and you put 12, you put 15, you put 20 on some of, and you don't really know when you reach down to grab them what size line you put on. Well, you can click on a little dial on there, just kind of like a clock, that you can, and it's got an arrow, and it goes to each line size. So,
wow,
two really neat features. They're loaded with ball bearings. These things are like 5-something ounces. They're just the lightest reels, and I can cast these things, 75 yards. So check out we've got a new Magnesium Pro out there that's like 5 ounces. I mean, these things, it's incredible how light, but yet how strong these reels are and how far they cast. Really exciting new things coming out by Lew's. Strike King, we've got 4 or 5 new lures out now that I am so excited about. We got a big caffeine shad that I'm really looking forward to using out on the ledges on several different types of heads. We've got a new swinging tungsten football head that I can apply any type of hook to this thing, and I can use any bait on it. So, for instance, if you like throwing a 3/4-ounce football jig out on the ledges, well, you're limited to. It's a great bait, and I still use it, but you're limited to only that whatever hook is in that bait. Well, with the new swinging tungsten head, I can use a Strike King Menace if the bite is really tough, no current, slick skies. I can use a Menace and put a 2/0 hook on there, and then I can take that same hook off of that bait and put a 4/0 hook and throw a Rage Bug on it, and then I can put a 5/0 hook and put the new Bull Worm on there, 10-inch big profile worm, and every bait soft plastic bait, you can just run the gamut with this 1/2-ounce tungsten head or 3/4 or whatever size. We got it in several different sizes in green pumpkin and black, so you can just take that one head and tie it on, and you can use several different types of hooks and several different baits.
Wow.
So those are just a couple of the baits that I'm really excited about. We've got new colors in the crankbaits. We've got the same lineup of crankbaits, but, man, there's nothing you can do to them to make them any better. They're the best. The XD series is the best deep diving series of crankbaits out there, and then we've added the new 8.0 this year. So just really excited times for Strike King. These guys, this company, guys, support them because they care about this industry. They've got the hardest working professionals, Mark Copley and that whole crew. He's been here working so hard this week, and the entire Strike King crew has. I mean, they've been here working hard all week, just trying to give back to the to the customers out there with great products and a company that really cares about them and gives a good price point that, these baits aren't $30 baits. They're very affordable. If we're talking $5,
but they act like a $30 bait, too.
Right.
Well,
Good stuff. So I just can't talk enough about them. I'll shut up. I know I sound like a commercial, but I'm passionate about it because it's good stuff.
Well, we just need to let you take a breath. Okay, so we're gonna cut this part out of the interview and run it by itself. just with Mark Rose's picture. That was the best 2-minute deal we've ever had in 15 years on this show. That's more information than my headphone sets are getting warm, because you the man, Mark. You are the man.
Not to mention, we're working on stuff now for 2017. That'll just blow you away. So I'll be back next year telling you about all that good stuff, too.
Man, go. Thank you, buddy. We got to take a break. Mark, that was the Mark Rose segment of the world, and we appreciate all seriousness aside.
Me and Ron Long going fishing.
Yeah,
we gotta go. Me and Ron want to go fishing.
That's right.
Bye. We'll see y'all. We're go take a break on ESPN 790. Mark Rose just left. He's on his he's in his board paddle boat or something like that. So we'll see you on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.